All right, I got a 2011 Chevy Camaro. It's got the 6.2 in it, and this thing is not starting. It's not doing anything at all. I did some very basic checks as far as my knowledge is willing to go at the moment, and I've added supplemental power to the fuse box. It didn't do anything. And the ignition key is stuck. The trunk don't work. It's not working at all. So I got the battery charging. It is technically it's 19%. So even if I had it on start, it's ready to start up. So I have good voltage. Let me see if I could. It's low. I should be able to measure 12 volts. I should have 12 volts, so I think I'm fine. Let me show you what it looks like in the car. So inside the car, the key doesn't do anything. Naturally, I'm going to suspect that the ignition switch is screwed up because turn the key, no power. You can't take the key out. It's in park. It's not doing anything at all. I do have a testing box down here, breakout box. And let me see if I can turn this camera off. Just checking voltage at the DLC connector. It's only at 5 volts. And this should be 12 if I recall properly. It needs to be 12. I didn't jump anything on here. Not worried about that at the moment. I just want to see what the voltage is like at the DLC connector. Now, I didn't pull wiring diagrams 100% just yet, but it does look like the ignition switch has failed. So, what's that smell? I smell something burning. Probably the connection at the jump post. It's not 100%. So what I'm gonna do, I pulled some wire diagrams and it said something about a 5 amp going to the ignition switch before I go towards checking that ignition switch. Let's see if there's anything wrong with the fuses first and then go to the ignition switch and see if we have adequate inputs for outputs. So find a sufficient ground here. And my diagnostic tool of choice is going to be this test light. If I can get this camera scooted over a little bit, let's just see what we got. I said it was supposed to be, oh, that changed significantly. So my test light illuminated, and the breakout box down there also kind of went dim. So let me show you that. That's weird. So when I probe it, voltage drop. I let off of it, the voltage increase. Interesting. Let's check the rest of these. Same thing happened when I tested 7.5. Same thing. If I test all these, the voltage significantly starts to reduce. It's probably, yeah, all of them. I need to find out what's common with all this, all these here. Let me see what the voltage is. It's saying 5 volts down here. So, but my light illuminates and it's very dim. So is it actually 5 volts coming through my test light? Would be worth finding out. But I'm gonna use my meter down here at the DLC connector as a trusted value that I probably actually have 5 volts going through here because it's dim. Let me pull another wiring. Let me just play with the switch and see what happens. Also, it's probably not the safest route, but what if I added 12 volts through this fuse block? Will anything change? And it's not a good idea to do that, but I am curious to see what happened because my curiosity does get the best of me at times, and it's not a good thing. Let me pull a wiring diagram to look at this and find out where the primary power source is coming into this junction block, and I'm gonna go for it because I don't think it's worth inspecting the ignition switch when we have poor power entering this junction block. All right, so I came back out the car here and start pulling these wiring diagrams. Can be a little convoluted. Chevy does give you some, it is pretty basic to the best of their ability. You got to trust them. I think before I condemn this ignition switch or anything else, I still need to get to the main battery, which is in the trunk. And this is a convertible. I got to figure out how to get that trunk release to operate. And I don't know if I can provide power to the trunk release button for it to work, because I don't, if the latch mechanism doesn't have any power, then how is it going to operate? Let me see what my options are with that, and maybe I can find out where the trunk release is, get a hold of that, and gain access to this trunk. There's a trunk release here. Problem is, the key is stuck in the ignition switch. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to get that key out the ignition switch first. Guarantee this is going to work, but I'm gonna use my power probe, add some power to the ignition system and see what happens. Let's see here. So it's measuring 4.5, just like my meter. Oh well, so if I add power, it does come to life, so I should be able to get the switch out. Let me turn the wipers off. Okay, awesome. I got the key out. All right, let's get the trunk open. Okay, let's see. Please work. Is this? Why isn't it working? Okay. There we go. I think I got it. Awesome. So after all that, I mean, it's really starting to look like a blown fuse. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we got water. Yeah, I know I smelled some kind of moldy. So, there's a swimming pool under there. Damn it. Damn it. This is what it looks like. I guess the good thing is, you know, I'm getting close to figuring out what's happening. I wish there was, hopefully there's another plug up under there at the lowest point. Oh man, I'm gonna leave that out. There has to be one. Oh gosh. No. Chevy engineer screwed me over on this one. It's gotta be a plug in here. So cold. Oh gosh. No, I'm gonna have to drill a hole. Naturally, I want to smell it. So, there's gotta be a blown fuse in here, but let me get a hole drilled first, and then, you know, see what I'm dealing with. Gosh, I got a hole drilled, and yeah, it peed on me. I'm gonna let it do its thing, drain out, and see what we're doing. I think we're just gonna have to make do with what we got. I don't know how technically, you know, all the stuff needs to be replaced, but I guess if we can get it all dried out, it'll be back functioning again. But could it be a ground? I don't know. Don't know. Superficially, I mean, yes, it looks very bad. But I guess I could do like a voltage drop test, see which portion is losing voltage. But I think we're dealing with a blown fuse, or probably just, could be just bad connection. Could be. Expose you to what I'm dealing with. So this right here gotta explain all our problems. Right there. Here's our problems. What if oh, the key's out. Let me put the key in there and see if I connect that. Will everything get restored back online? All right, so the key is in the car. Key is in on position. Yeah. Hear that? Everything came back online. This is the problem. So I could replace this fuse. The wiring, ooh, it's tough. I could still replace this, repair it. My biggest thing is finding this fusible link here to get that operating. I can repair that. Maybe it can be reconditioned, because it's not blown, it's just the connections broke. But they're not going to live up to the standards of what their capabilities are, if it was good or not. Let me do some thinking. I guess let me do some thinking, because I'm gonna have to find this block here first, and then I can repair everything around it, clean everything up, and get that working. But this is our problem. This is it. Thing came back online once I restored the connection. Looks horrible. We're gonna try to work on getting this off. I found the part at O'Reilly's Auto, and it's like $40, so we have that in stock. So what I'm gonna do, clean this off really good, and try not to blow anything up. This is like surface level rust that I'm dealing with. So yeah, we're good. Blow anything up. I'm gonna disconnect it from the battery first. I do have some penetrating oil. I don't know if that's gonna really do much, but something's better than nothing. So let's disconnect it so we won't short anything out. This is the only battery. You hear that? Oh gosh, luckily it's just only 12 volts. So I gotta figure out how to fix this. I'm just gonna put a terminal in on here, a little eye. That'd be good. Who the hell is that pulling up? Let's pull this off to the side. Back. I need a electronic driver. So we'll pull this off, put that off to the side, and it should come right on out, like so. And I'm left with these two. This should be it. That's a 13, right? No, it's a 10 too. It's a 10 millimeter. Whoa! Look at that, that nut broke off. That's how much rust was on there. That electricity, that load, caused some problems and caused things to detach. Oh gosh. There we go. So I'm gonna have to get a nut for that. I got something laying around I'm sure I could use. Let's pull it off. I think I should do it. Yeah. That's crazy. But it's not crazy. It's amazing how electricity can break the weakest point or the weakest link. So there was how many screws? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 screws, so there's 4 studs and 4 nuts. Here, I'm just gonna have to strip this, and I'll be fine with the butt connector. Not a butt connector, but the terminal end, like the eyelet. This thing here, I'll just get one of these from the parts store, put that on there. We'll be fine. Most of the stuff was just surface level, so it hasn't been sitting for years. This is a 2011. Let's get off to the parts store, grab what we need, get this back working. I just got back from O'Reilly's. Oh shoot, let me show you what I got here. This is the part that I got from O'Reilly's. The problem is it's not a direct, it fits if I was to put it on here, but it's not the proper amperage. There's the one that came off the vehicle is a 60 amp, and I want to say 150 amp. This is 180 amp and 120. It's not to say it won't work, but I want the fusible link to go into its own natural enclosure. And what I did, I took the fusible link and cleaned everything off. I mean, it looks better once you get all of it cleaned off. I mean, the fuse is not blown. I'm gonna reuse this, and like I said, I want to leave it in its enclosure, so I want to be able to put it back in here, so it'll be factory, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna find the nut that goes on the top, the one that was missing, so I can return that back in its original spot. And I found a terminal end. Not found it. I bought it from the parts store. This is what I got. And there's the part number, 85246. This is for 8 gauge wire. And this terminal end, this eyelet, fit perfectly fine on the OEM stud here. So we're good. So let's repair that. And what I'm gonna do is just take the new component I got back, like on another day, just get a refund. So take this. Smash that down like so. I think I'll worry about that coming off. That'll be perfectly fine. Let's just do one more. Battery post back on. Could do that. Let's just get these put back on first. I'm gonna put this one on. Uh-oh, it's not fitting like it should have. Let's do something. I'm gonna just cut this off. This one, it's on there. Put that in place. I want to find me another 10mm. I make mistakes. They need to go down here. That was totally. Oh God. Good job, Brad. There we go. Now I could have left it on there. It's fine. It's still closed up anyway. So focused on like recording and stuff, I don't even really pay attention. I think I can. Now this is going on top. I'll put that back. Let me grab another 10. Oh gosh, there's a creature flying around in here. I probably could just put, I got this one here. I could take this one. I'll just get another one for the top. It's all gonna fit. this. Take 13. Only thing left I need to do. Close this. Maybe I'll put some dielectric grease to remove the moisture.
About our senior and military.
Start it up. Put this back in there, this vent. So breakout box, we have about 12 volts now, so we're good. First startup, but start right on up. Awesome. Hey, we're good to go. I had wound up taking a liberty of restoring the connection of the battery post in the trunk and hitting it with some dielectric grease, so we won't have any future problems, or it'll slow down the process of degradation due to rust. So hopefully we'll be fine. We're good. Let me do one more startup. So I didn't need the breakout box, but I figure if I can go to the DLC connector somewhere where the computer should have some signs of life, then this will be the place. So that's why I wound up pulling this out. You're rarely ever going to want to see me use this thing, because hold on one second. I'm trying to get that glare off the screen. You're never going to really see me use this thing, because likely I'm not going to have to in most cases, because I diagnose computers in different ways. Trust me, I'm not that bright. But this can be very useful. This was about an hour to diagnose, not too long to fix. Saw how easy it was, no big deal. The customer was saying, getting on the internet, and this is one of those things that I was talking about in my last video, when customers try to arm themselves with a lot of information. They were calling a dealership and inquiring about programming the key. Like, why would we have to program a key if we don't even have signs of life of the ignition switch working, sending power to the vehicle? You know, and the internet's bittersweet, but anytime we have a problem, we have to look at the symptoms that we're having or experiencing, put all those together. I mean, we got to put as much information as we can to try to consolidate the issue that we're experiencing, and it has to be directly correlated with what the complaint is. Car had no power, no signs of life. Why would we go all the way up to the next step, well, several steps in programming? We haven't even condemned the computer that acknowledges the key, security system, whatever the system is identified as, that acknowledges the key, passive anti-theft system, whatever it is. We haven't even got to that point yet, because we don't even have any power established. So there's a couple things that has to happen when the vehicle wants to start. We have to have adequate voltage, we have to have signs of life, and if we don't have that, then we can't go any further. So let's establish the lifeline, the voltage of the vehicle. That's what we went towards. Straight and narrow, got the problem solved. So sometimes I'll backpedal, find out what's easier, ignition switch, find out what's common, and then just start backpedaling from there, or start from one end and work my way back or forward, however it is. But we know we need ignition power sources. We know we need power going to the junction boxes. So here we are. I hope that makes sense. But we have to identify the problem, and staying on track is very important. Try to, even on the internet, when you find these cases, whether it could be a PCM, could be programming. Well, we still haven't established power yet. That's the first thing. Let's get powered on the dashboards, and then we'll go from there as far as thinking that we need to program a key. So hopefully that makes sense, because my brain never makes sense. And hopefully this repair makes sense. So if anything happened, I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have reassurance on my work. See you next one.